I'm Danyaal, the resident Gooner here, with a very, very unhappy Liverpool fan in Tamim, and somewhat happy Dawg after United. I wouldn't say spanked Liverpool, but got a very satisfying 2-1 victory at Anfield, especially from an Arsenal perspective. Just going to put it out there, we are top of the league, so we are top of the league. But we'll talk about Arsenal on Thursday on the 40 corner with Sparks. Okay, so Liverpool versus Man United. I will run with you, Tamim. Tell me your thoughts on the match, and then we'll go from there.
Well, what can I say? It was a terrible game. There's no other way to put it, really. Yeah, not good. We can't be losing to Man United at home. Even a draw would have been a bad result. I mean, United, listen, I don't mean that in a bad way towards United, but if we're trying to win the title, if we're at least trying to challenge for the title, we should be beating them. Form does usually go out these kind of fixtures for sure. Like, plenty of seasons in the past where even where we were at the top, we were still struggling against Man United. So it's that kind of game where anything can happen. But yeah, it was not good at all. Man United did what they had to do. They defended well. They took their chances, and we didn't. Yeah, ultimately, it seemed like we were just panicking the whole game. To be honest with you, that's how I felt. There's no sense of calm throughout the whole game, and we did have our chances. But again, it's only after we went down we started, throwing the kitchen sink at it and creating chances from it. It was never like we were in control from the start. There was never that sort of feeling. So, it was all a bit rushed, all a bit panicky. Attack looked a little bit dysfunctional until second half. But even then, it wasn't enough because while we did create more chances in the second half, we ultimately didn't bury them, did we? So, defense was terrible. It looked like any time United were sort of going at us, they could score. They ran through us pretty easily. Our midfield felt pretty non-existent. Defending was like pretty, subpar. It looked, as I said, they could have scored a couple as well themselves. So overall, just pretty terrible, man. Yeah, not good. Not good.
Dawg, as a somewhat United fan here, to tell me your thoughts. Like, is this a bit of a turning point for Amorim?
No. Next question. I don't know why we get too excited when Man United pull out a victory from the bag. I've said this at the start. It's been quite an eventful week, hasn't it, Danyaal? I'm not just talking about the football. I mean, with United, they're weird, man. They'll pull out, games like this, and then they'll go back to mediocrity. So I wouldn't get too excited. I think this is more a testament to Liverpool's shortcomings than it is to Man United's strength. United tend to do that, don't they? Every year they'll play terribly, and then they'll produce a result that nobody was expecting, and it just gets the crowd going. But I don't think this is really that much of a positive outcome. Yeah, a victory is a victory, I think the happiest people right now will be Arsenal more than anybody else, and that's when we segue to yourself, sir.
I'm gonna disagree. Just on that point, I think to beat the champions, a ground you haven't won at for like over 10 years, to end their undefeated streak at Anfield over 400 days, it's pretty good going. And United were very organised. Like, again, it could be a case of them just being up for a big match. I had heard that from a couple of United fans even today, that we'll see if it is a turning point after Brighton. But United were organised, they were committed, they didn't capitulate even after the equaliser from Gakpo. I was impressed by that desire to kind of get over the line and get the 3 points. I mean, again, as an Arsenal fan, of course, I was absolutely chuffed with the result. And my missus is a United fan, so I was cheering with her when Maguire got his big head onto that cross. Okay, so thinking more broadly about Liverpool, because this is a bit of a Liverpool special pod. 4 defeats in a row for Liverpool. Is this a crisis? Again, for me, we're in a bit of crisis territory because the last time Arsenal, I'm just going to make the comparison with Arsenal. The last time Arsenal had lost against, had lost 4 in a row, was literally in 2018 under Arsene Wenger, which happened to be Arsene Wenger's last year at the club. Again, I'm not sure when the last time this has happened to Liverpool. But yeah, like, you're of the opinion that it's not a crisis for Tamim, right? I mean, tell me your thoughts.
Nah, well, I'm not going to say it's a crisis, and it's maybe subjective to what we think that word means, but that's what I think it is. But yeah, I don't think it's a crisis, and it's probably because of all those years I've seen us play dire, like 33 years old, man. I've seen like us under Hodgson, Brendan Rodgers, Benitez's last few seasons. This is not a crisis, man. Even Klopp, we've had rougher patches under Klopp. Do you remember when we lost 6 home games in a row, and we still managed to secure top 4 that season in the end because we made changes? So my point still stands. I don't think we're not going to lose every single game, are we? It's going to change. It's, like Slot. I believe in Slot to change, fix what the issues are. It's going to be a test, obviously, for him. And you're right to question him. I think the whole world and you guys are right to question Slot. And is he able to change it up? Is he able to fix the issues? Yeah, for sure. This is a big test for him. So we'll see. We'll see. But I have faith in him. He won the league for us last season. He literally came in, won the league for us. And plenty of people say, oh, yeah, that's Klopp's team. But Klopp's team the season before Slot came didn't win the league. So that point, that in my opinion, that's not, that doesn't stand in my opinion. So, yeah.
I mean, to interject here, the argument about why Slot isn't kind of getting that credit that I do think he deserves, to be fair, because he did change Klopp's kind of style of play. But the argument behind it is that City fell away because Rodri did his ACL, and Arsenal were ravaged by injury throughout the beginning, throughout the majority of the season. So that's the kind of thing that it wasn't a competitive enough league for Liverpool to be truly challenged. And Slot was never really under pressure. But anyway,
I'll interject. I'll disagree with that, because to be the best at the 20 teams in the Premier League, literally you have to be the best team. It's as simple as that. And yeah, you could say City were ravaged by, Arsenal were ravaged by injuries, and City lost their key player. But you can say that for almost any season. You can make reasons, you can make excuses for anything. I think if, like, for example, let's say you win the league this year, plenty could point to the fact that, Liverpool just had a terrible year. Look what Liverpool did. Their Slot didn't, live up to the squad that he had, etc. Then you could also say, City didn't mount a good enough challenge. My point is that whoever wins the league every year, you could easily argue that the other teams were not good enough for whatever reasons. They were not at their best for whatever reasons. Ultimately, it's still a hard league. Like, there are plenty of games we drew and lost last year because the Premier League is tough. Every single game, even the lower teams, they're difficult to play against. So even if Arsenal are not at their best, if City are not at their best, what's Chelsea's excuse? What's Man United's excuse? I'm not saying Man United should be in the title race, but they're big teams, you know what I mean? What's Tottenham's excuse? We're still the best of the pack. So, yeah, I don't agree with that opinion. I'm not saying you're wrong. It's just my opinion. But yeah, all right, we're going back to Slot crisis, etc. Yeah, like I said, I don't think it is.
I saw a tweet. Yeah. I saw a tweet from a Liverpool fan, Tamim, saying that this has been coming.
I agree with that. Yeah.
No, wait. This has been coming. We haven't played well since the PSG home tie. And other points about kind of like Liverpool's general style of play, like we, as in Liverpool, I'm just kind of paraphrasing here. were really bad in the League Cup final against Newcastle. Like I think prior to this weekend, you like your XG like allowed in was like at least 8 goals or something like that. And considering we're quite far into the season now, like 10 games in, like it's a significant chunk, I guess.
It's pretty bad. And you're like I said, I'm not going to deny that it's bad. I'm just saying it's not a crisis. It's, in my opinion, it's a rough patch. And can it be fixed? Obviously, it has to be fixed. And that's the test for Slot. Can he fix the glaring defensive issues? The glaring sort of attacking issues with Salah, maybe with, certain integrating the new signings. Yeah, there's obviously issues there. And it has to be fixed. I'm not, sort of saying that, there's nothing wrong. We're just unlucky to lose these games. I'm not, blind to what's going on. It's pretty bad. It is pretty bad what's going on. I just don't agree that it's a crisis. But yeah, our defense is miles off it. Arsenal have a way stronger defense than us right now. Your midfield is
the best defense in the league.
Yeah, fair enough. I can't disagree with that. So yeah, you guys have the best defense in the Premier League.
Tamim, give them the best defense in the league trophy now. Yeah,
that's it. There we go. And Arteta's got the accountability trophy as well. There we go. So we're miles off it. You guys are a well-oiled machine. We're not right now. Can we be in time? That's the key question. Like I said, my point being is that I think we will fix it, but will it be fixed in time? The attack will be fine. I'm not sort of worried about the attack. Like the signs are there. We've scored enough goals. We dominated Atletico. We beat Bournemouth. We scored 4 goals against them. It's the defense I'm worried about. So if there is a crisis to be had, it would be because of our defense. Like, will Slot be able to fix that? If he isn't, then certainly it will turn into crisis. In my opinion, a crisis is half a season and we're like 7th position. That's what I define as a crisis. This is a rough patch.
Dawg, what's your thoughts? Like, are Liverpool in crisis? 4 losses in a row, 3 in the Premier League for the champions. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I agree with Tamim. I don't think it is a crisis per se, but I think a lot of this, and this isn't to kind of like deflect, a lot of this does depend on Arsenal, Man City, how they capitalise. Liverpool could lose the next couple of games, but then Arsenal could draw the next couple of games, and that advantage that they claim they have at the moment, may have gone. So I don't know if it's a crisis. I do think something needs to change. I'm a bit worried that if Liverpool continue to kind of drop points the way they have done, the title will slip away really quickly. And because I know you say like we're deep in the league, we're only a third of the way through. If we were 20 games done, 25 games done, this happened, I said, okay, the league could go, but there's still time for them to turn it around. But
100%. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit like, I don't like throwing that word crisis around because people were saying it was a crisis when they lost 3 games or 2 games or something. As an Arsenal supporter, you have to agree. You guys have to capitalise, though. You can't just let this slip because it will just be for nothing. No.
Yeah. We've got a run of fixtures that are arguably winnable. It's not an Arsenal-focused pod today, but we have righted a lot of wrongs from previous seasons. We've slayed a lot of demons from previous seasons. Beating Fulham on the weekend was huge. Coming off the international break, a time period where Arsenal always typically struggle. And you could see it in the first half. It was quite lackluster. It was very big. But those 3 points against Fulham, which we didn't get last season, those 3 points against West Ham at home, which we didn't get last season, Newcastle away, like we're right. Like I said, we're righting a lot of wrongs. And again, it's up to Arsenal to prove that they have the mental capacity and the mental strength to get through it and quote unquote not bottle it.
I'm just curious to see what happens when Mohamed Salah releases his Christmas single, his Christmas photo, because every time he does that, they either go like that. So if you guys are already like that, is it going to get better or worse? I don't know, man. It might be the resurrection, isn't it? Liverpool might rise again. So you never know.
Yeah.
No, it
interesting.
tends to go bad way, does that? So
Yeah. What one thing I will say, which I partly agree with you, Tamim, is it will get better for Liverpool. Arguably, like, Brentford away is a winnable fixture. Again, United had it tough going a couple of weeks ago, but it's a winnable fixture. A team that Liverpool really should be winning and beating. In that game, like the chances Gakpo missed and the amount of times he hit the post was quite not comical, but like you expect one of them to go in. Even at 2-1, he had a free header that he really should be scoring. Yeah, so he had a hatful of chances. Salah as well was kind of woefully off form and has been arguably since the beginning of the season. But yesterday in particular, or when he had that chance to either shoot across the keeper or to square it, he did neither and tried to kind of go at the far post and kind of made a real hash of it. For me, he was quite anonymous. Again, the question marks on slot was also still there. Like, you're at home, you maybe should be playing your £115 million signing against a very weak Manchester United team. And again, I'm going to say this because I totally agree with it. It's embarrassing for Harry Maguire to score at Anfield before Alexander Isak and Florian Wirtz. That has to be put out there, just for the record. So that, with that being said, I do think things will get better for Liverpool, but whether it's in time to kind of rescue the Premier League is another question mark.
I can't remember the last time the Premier League, sorry to interrupt, where the Premier League had a German player that was genuinely successful.
German
Ozil,
player.
yeah, of course.
Ozil,
Yeah,
I like.
But
That's
Ozil-
like ages.
Kai Havertz, UCL champion.
come on, man.
Kai Haram,
My boy Kai.
Even Michael Ballack was a bit half-hearted, didn't it? Like, he was okay. Who else?
Ballack was good.
Ozil, I think Ozil could have done better. I feel like
we
Ozil
obviously
did
know
well.
what happened there,
I
though,
could have
didn't we,
done
Danyaal?
Sorry, one at a time, boys.
I said we know what happened with Ozil in the end, though, didn't we, Danyaal? That guy should have been a Premier League legend, man. Love that player. Absolutely love him.
Yeah, he was class. I felt like Arsenal didn't really build on some of his talents.
No, they didn't.
Could one of you go on mute because there's a lot of fireworks? Yeah, he had Arsenal in particular didn't capitalize on having a top class striker for him to play off and with. But if you look at some of his clips, like his other play was just unbelievable. Like just reminiscing on the moments of brilliance that him and Sanchez had together. But yeah, again, he helped us end our trophy drought with that 2013 FA Cup. So anyway, this is an Ozil discussion. Back to the points about Liverpool. Yeah, again, I agree with you. It will come good eventually, but whether it's in time enough to kind of resurrect any chance for this league title, well, we have to see. I think you play Manchester City in a couple of weeks' time, which I'm kind of wrung my hands with because one of you will be dropping points. Hopefully, it will be a draw. From an Arsenal perspective.
a good reply for you.
Say again, Tamim?
Sorry, connection's a bit poor. Was that you asked me?
I asked you to repeat. You said something.
Connection just went a bit funny for the last 30 seconds. I heard the bit you said you hope that it's a draw between City and Liverpool. And I didn't hear what you said after that.
Yeah, no, I kind of handed over to you and kind of pass over your thoughts.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What about the future games?
And look, like,
yeah, I think like The main, I think, yeah, like you just sort of said, it will get better. I have faith in it getting better because the team is going to gel better. The partnerships are going to form better. The players are going to, get to know one another better as well. Players like Wirtz, Isak, they're going to, you're hoping that the chemistry builds there. So, yeah, I think attack-wise, like I said, that's not too much of a worry for me. It's the defense that does worry me long term because regardless of the new players gelling in, that's the one position, the centre-back position is where I feel we should have invested, but we didn't. Obviously, we tried to get Gahey, but that didn't work out. Now we're left with, Van Dijk, Konate and Gomez, really. And Konate is showing poor form. Gomez is aging. Van Dijk is aging. So, yeah, that's the bit that
Van
does
Dijk
worry
as well.
me. Yeah.
He was quite sorry, Tamim. He was quite questionable.
No, that's right.
For Burma's first goal. A lot of people were pulling him up on the fact that he was very slow to get back into defense.
Yeah, he should have done better for that goal for sure. That was pretty poor defending. And then Konate's had many moments like that throughout the season. So yeah, that does worry me. That does worry me a lot. But like I said, last season, as much as people are trying to make it out like it was a breeze for Slot, there are plenty of tough games we had where we were literally called second half FC because we would have a poor first half. Slot would change things in the second half, make a little tweak here and there, make a substitution here and there, and we'd win games. We'd win plenty of games just through tactical tweaks by Slot. So that alone, tells me that he knows what he's doing. He had a good time at Feyenoord as well. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, will we be fine enough in time? As I've said, as you've said as well, that's the key question. Will those losses come back to haunt us? In a title race, yeah, it could do. But I'm hopeful for the future. I think, even with Wirtz, as much as he's getting memed, and he does deserve the memeing because of how much we spent on him, but not having any goals and assists, yeah, for sure, yeah, he needs to score, he needs to assist, but he's looked good. Like, I know that's not much to go by, but genuinely, like when he came on yesterday, him and Ekitike, we are much better attacking wise. And in the games before, do you remember against the Bournemouth one and the Newcastle one where Ekitike and Wirtz were coming off at the same time on those 2 or 3 games? And I kept mentioning that every time those two came off, we looked pretty terrible after in the last sort of 30 minutes. Like as I said, on the eye and in terms of chance creation, with Ekitike, Wirtz on the pitch, we look good. I'm pretty hopeful for the attack. It's just defending, as I said, that worries me long term. But hopefully there's an answer to the defensive issue. Yeah.
Who Liverpool got in midweek in the Champions League?
It's Frankfurt.
Frankfurt at home or away?
Ooh, I think we're away. Yeah, it's away because Carragher mentioned something about 2 away games, didn't he? So I think we're away, and then we're away at Brentford after.
Okay, fair.
And you guys are playing Athletic, aren't you?
Yeah, we're playing Athletic tomorrow. I will be there. Hopefully, I can maybe try and attempt. No promises, but try and attempt to do a bit of a post-match reaction from the ground. If I can, fingers crossed. I'm not going to be promising anything, but I will try that tomorrow if I can, possibly.
I might go sit in the chicken and chip shop in Finsbury Park and wait for you. Healthy living and all that. Yeah.
Can't wait, dog. Can't wait.
Cottage. You guys used to be the best, man.
Can't wait, dog. Can't wait. I want to wrap up with a bit of Man United talk. Have Man United turned a corner is the question mark. Like, I know we kind of spoke about this at the beginning. Kind of all eyes on Brighton. But like, again, for me, this was kind of seismic. Dawg was a bit more reticent to say that. I don't think it's kind of the same on United. I do think the signs had been brewing that again, like you said, the attack will come good. Things will improve. Perhaps United were in that same boat. They are literally only 2 points behind Liverpool now, after the 3 losses. Brighton at home is a big test. Brighton are a bit of a bogey side for Man United, have been for Arsenal as well. They're in very good form. They beat Newcastle on the weekend as well. Your thoughts on Brighton, Man United, Dawg?
It's just a bit funny though. Had Gakpo's chances gone in, for example, we wouldn't be having this discussion, would we? We'd be saying Man United in crisis as well. So again, like I say, I'm cautious. I have to be with Manchester United. Every time I play Liverpool, though, it's almost like Pakistan, India, where Pakistan won't show up for any game, and then suddenly against India, it's Komitrana nationalism time, So I'm a bit reluctant. I think for United to really kind of give people the confidence that they've turned a corner or showing some market improvement, this isn't even an achievement, but to get in the top 4 will be good for them. If somehow they manage to sneak into the top
5. Top 5. My prediction at the beginning of the season was top 5.
Even then, all that would do, I guess, it would allow people to step off Amarim. Sorry for the noise. It will allow people to step off Amarim for a bit, because I've always said he's a good manager, but he's just probably been scrutinized a bit too much. But yeah, I'm not confident for the game against Brighton, because like I said, they're probably having a high, and then with a high comes a low, and it'll either be a game where it's a 1-0 or 2-0 type result. I can't see United kind of scoring 3 or 4. I can't see Brighton scoring 3 or 4, but yeah, every week's the same old, man. Like, just got to kind of deal with it. So yeah, and I know you're saying it's seismic, but that's seismic for Arsenal. It's not seismic for Man United. What are you on about? I think we knew deep down inside, if any team was going to kind of like surprise Liverpool, it would have been Man United, just because of the history and all that, the adrenaline rush. So yeah, I'll probably just make a prediction now. Say Brighton will win maybe 2-0.
Okay. Tamim, your thoughts on United's game against Brighton?
Who's home? Is it Brighton?
United at home.
I think I'm going to draw 1-1.
I can see that, or I can see United kind of scraping the win. A 1-1 or a 2-1, I think. But yeah, it would be fully hilarious if I did follow up that with the loss next weekend. But let's see. I think we should leave the stream there, guys. Only because you and I are going to be hopping on to the 40 corner, and we're going to be doing a joint Arsepool 40 corner pod on Thursday. Dawg, you're not available for that, are you?
What time is it?
It should be at 9 o'clock on Thursday.
I could do it. I'll just be on the Elizabeth line, innit? So yeah, unless my phone gets stolen at Harold Ward Station, give us your phone, mate. I'll try.
Hopefully not. If you jump on later once you are home and safe, and your phone isn't getting jacked.
Thank you.
Then let's see. Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed.
So romantic, so lovely. Such a gentleman. Always a gentleman.
And listeners. Guys and listeners, for your views and your comments and your subscriptions, please drop the likes, please drop the subs, and hopefully we'll see you on the 40 corner on Thursday to discuss more Arsenal and previewing the weekend games ahead. Thank you very much, guys.